Okay, so if you had seen the animation I've done, that proves that I'm not a complete failure at video editing. I'm not really, much of an animator either, but I saw this Taskmaster video that Stealth 17 had put out, and I enjoy his videos, but I feel like I'm always disagreeing with his design choices. So I thought I wanted to have a hand at trying the challenge for myself. So let's see if we can't do anything about it. If I remember correctly, we're supposed to have one battleship against 30 light cruisers. And we're free to pick the starting nation, and it's about 20 clicks out. So when you want to hunt light cruisers, there's actually a precedence for this in history. And that is the battle cruiser. Like, they are meant to go out and hunt light cruisers. And if you build it correctly, you can have a battle cruiser running around at I think the upper limit is 49 knots, and just outspeed these light cruisers and always keep them at range. But the parameters sets for a battleship, so we have to do that. I don't think it really matters much which country we use. The only thing is that since I can't use a battle cruiser, I have to go, in my opinion, go for a fast battleship. And unfortunately, the only way to do that is to make the hull not wider, opposite, like smaller or narrower. And that means that towers like the US has that are really wide, they won't fit. So we can't go for them. So I think the best are either the British or maybe the Italians. So let's see if we can't do anything about this. And also, since I have the luxury of already seeing Stealth 17's video, and I know what's going to happen, and I've been playing this game enough to know that that's exactly what was going to happen. If you make a super battleship and you make it as big as you can fit a lot of guns. But the enemy is going to... Okay, so let's just say this. The US battleships, they're named after states, right? And when you have a battleship this size, they're practically the size of a state. So there's no wonder that they're hitting you from max range constantly all the time, and you're losing, hundreds of sailors over an hour. So whenever I make ships, I prefer to make them as small as I can. I'm going to set 30 at the start, or actually 33, because that's kind of like where the Iowa class were. But I'm probably going to boost it even more. Since this is a challenge where the parameters are known, we don't have to build a ship that is going to be actually usable in the campaign. This is more like a puzzle, right? So we don't need any range. And I think anybody who has been playing with this editor know that you can skip on range because it doesn't really matter too much in the state that the game is in anyway. I'm not going to touch the beam yet because I need to measure out the towers and my secondary ornaments. But I know I can just reduce the draw to nothing to gain even more speed and save on the weight as well. Training, since we're not paying for anything, we can just put it to veterans. Now, quarters, I actually find out I want this at spacious because when you start at 20 kilometers on this map, you're probably starting at something like 20 knots or something. And that means you don't have the speed bonus to evade incoming shot. And all of those 30 light cruisers are going to start hitting you immediately. And if you have a standard or even cramped, if you're trying to get some weight that way, you might end up losing all of the bonus you get for on your secondary guns right off the bat, like immediately, and it's going to at least half your firing rate, or if not, it feels like it's a quarter. It's really really low. So I like when I'm hunting for small ships, I want to have spacious. We are before we do this, let's just put out the towers we're going to use. Uh, yeah. So the problem when you have a small hull is that you have very little space. So let's just see. Yeah, this one is considerably, it's like 2/3 of the size of those towers, and the accuracy is, it is noticeable, but it's within parameters, right? So let's use this tower instead. This one, oh yeah, these are all okay. Let's see, 14, 7. No, here the diff of the accuracy bonus is actually big enough that we want this one. And just by eyeballing it, we can definitely get in 2 turrets, but that's like a bare minimum. But I think we can get in 3 main guns here. And let's see, let's just put 2 funnels there. What we're going to try to get is as much engine efficiency as possible. And we want as much speed as possible in this scenario as well, because these are all light cruisers. They're going to be fast and they're going to carry torpedoes. So let's just see. What I want to do now is increment the speed or the knots one at a time and check the weight, like how much weight increase is there, because as you get faster and faster, you need more and more machinery to go faster. So this is still just 1% increment. And it was 2, I think. No, it's 1, 36, 37. Oh, yeah. Look at this. So 67 and 81. That's a fairly large leap, right? So 36 is probably the sweet spot. But let's see, like, how far can we go? 38, 39. Let's see. Gear turbines, balanced. I find that gear turbines is usually the one you want. And we definitely want these auxiliary engines, because they increase our acceleration and turning speed, which is going to be really important against these torpedoes. But the 4th one, if you look at the statistics, it's like you get a lot more value from the number 3. And the same thing with the shaft here. I actually think that you get a linear increase in value over weight. So yeah, no, maybe we're going to shop too, but I'm actually looking at it. Okay, so let's try to get as much out of this engine as we can. 39, we have engine efficiency 100, and we also want to check smoke interference, because that actually also matters. Let's see if we can use smaller funnels. And oh yeah, we can also reduce the beam like this. Smoke. Let's see if we can do something like this instead. And it's still at 100%, even if we're... and look at the weight as well, right? When we got the beam down, this is going to work. Okay, let's just feel... Okay, yeah, so as I said, this is a challenge, right? You have to think of it as a puzzle. And you would think that, okay, I'm going to face a lot of torpedoes. It would be nice to have torpedo belt, right? But these take up a lot of weight, like from 62 to 70, so it's 8% of the weight of the hull. And the thing is, since there's only torpedo, like light cruisers that probably has torpedoes here, you can kind of just keep an eye on them and try to outrange them, especially when we're going to go at 39 knots. It's improbable that they will outspeed us. So I would suggest just dropping the anti-torpedo. Don't go for double or triple hull. They are not like the P guns they're going to use is not going to cause any particular issues for us as well. So let's just drop the bulkheads. I think that they're not going to pen us, but if they do, I really, really want the water pumping on anti-flood 2 because it's not present on anti-flood 1. And you get diminishing returns compared to the weight on anti-flooding 3 as well. So let's go for 2. And let's get a citadel. We're going to try to hit from as far away as possible. And here's the same thing. You would think that if I don't have the torpedo belt, okay, let's at least get the sonar. But it's the same deal. You don't need it since we're going to have, like a god's eye of the battlefield. We'll just know and see everything, especially when we have this radar. And this is the same thing as previous. There's more. The second gen is the sweet spot in terms of weight. Radio, no. Okay, so I'm just going to put some base values on this the armor, just so I know roughly how to balance it later on. Okay. So let's just get these values. These ships don't have to fight anything besides these light cruisers, so they can be, kind of wonky. Okay, so we now have a ship that's speeding along at 39 knots, and let's find some guns for it. And as you can guess, you probably don't want these big guns because they fire slowly. But you want something that is big enough that you are going to do significant enough damage on each penetration. And for a light cruiser, I think that you can go from 10 to 12 or even 13. Like, they will all work. But I'm going to follow the real world example of the cruiser killer that is the Alaska class. I think that the 12 inchers, they work pretty well at this. So let's see how many turrets we can fit on this thing. We need a bigger barbette. Okay, let's just pack these as tight as we can for now. Some jank from the editor, and we also want more penetration, or more what's it called? Velocity, shell velocity. That's the word. I think actually we're definitely going to fit one more here, but I think if we're packing this as close and tight as we can, I think we're going to be able to get in 4 actually. This is probably going to be something I'm going to edit out later because this is a bit tedious trying to get this right. Okay. This. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a bummer. Is there anything I can do to get a little more range here? A little more. No, I don't think so actually. Maybe I can go with a smaller. Okay, let's see if we can't. Now, I said there was a big difference in the aiming accuracy here, but you know, I rather have another turret. You know. Okay, turn around, please. The other way around. Okay, this is a bit. Let's just do it like this. Oh, it's because it is the main tower and I'm an idiot. Okay, secondary tower. Okay, yeah, we can just go drop down to this one. That's not too bad. Yeah, that works. Okay. Did we use these? I'm going to try to get the maximum I can out of this without okay, 2.2 loss of accuracy by using the smallest ones at balance. Let's see, what can we get it? Oh, yeah, induced. Yeah, okay, balance works. Just for curiosity, let's see what it costs to have it on diesel. That's 2% more. And on gas turbines, maybe if we get it bigger like this. Yeah, on 90%, that's actually going to save us something. And I don't think we need, you know, quite 38 and 9. Let's see what 38 gives us. 38.5, 38.4, and 38.3. Yeah, that's going to serve us better, I think. So let's see. We are going to need better barbettes, and I think barbette 2 is another case where it's in the sweet spot. We're definitely just going to want to have as high fire rate as possible. Light more turret traverse speed, and just get the best propellant we can get here. More rounds, because there's a lot of ships, and it is you know, tempting to go for the heavier shells here, but you know, these are light cruisers. I think fire rate is more important. And we're actually going to go max AP for the main gun because we want to just sink them instead of trying to start fires or catastrophic damage. And for the secondary guns, you'll notice a problem here. I can't fit the 5 inches or anything bigger on the side there. I can fit the 4 inches here, but I'm not going to. And the reason is, once again, the crew. 4 inches and below, or below 5 inches, you don't get a proper armor on your turrets. And that means that all this incoming fire that you're going to have, they're going to whittle down your crew very, very quickly. And that's going to drop your fire rate and accuracy of your secondary gun. So it's actually in this sort of scenario, I think it's going to be like, it's not going to benefit us all. So I'm going to try to see if I can fit some of these 5 inches on the side. So yeah, we're probably a bit too narrow, aren't we? Let's see if we drop it to like 0.8. Oh, there. Let's see, 0.7. Come on. Okay, so we can fit it once we get out all the way here, but let's see. Let's just keep dropping the or increasing the beam girth again. Okay, yeah, on -6 it works. So let's try to find a good firing arc. Okay, 1. And once again, we want increased velocity. We don't need any bigger diameter because that's also going to affect the fire rate, right? Which, to be fair, the increased barrel length is also going to do, but it's fine like this. Okay, we can get 2, and we can probably fit in like 1 more in here. And that's going to give us a nice firing arc here. That's probably not too much obstructed as well. Okay, let's look at the offset. It's not too bad right now. And I don't think I need any more secondaries, to be honest. I think the main gun is going to do all the work here anyway, and adding probably, like 2 inches on here, it's not going to help me anything, and we're just going to run into the same issue that we now have exposed crew with no armor that's going to get, easily killed off. Let's reduce the armor on this turrets because quite frankly, we're going to only be facing light cruisers, so it's not a problem. These will be as heavily armed or protected as I can, I think. For weight offset 1.4. Okay. Let's see if we can slightly push the towers back. Okay, not that much because, it's affecting the secondaries. Yeah, this is going to be a pain. For weight offset 0.8. Let's see if we can get this one. Are probably going to have to do something about this. Okay, that looks good. That's actually pretty perfect. And we can spend the remaining weight budget probably on. Okay, let's fix this as well, right? 38. That's 99.3. Let's see, 37.5. Okay, 37.6. 37.7. 37.8. 37.9. And okay, that works actually. Just to check, 38, that's too much. So 37.9. I think that's about as effective as we're going to do this, or min-max as much as possible. At the ranges we're going to fight, main belt doesn't really matter too much. I think this is fine. We can probably increase the fore and aft belt, but I don't think their guns are going to do much against the main belt. They're mostly just going to start fires on us, and that's it's not a problem. Okay, 8.5. Okay, so let's roll with this and just see what we get. I have a feeling that if we can get range from the rest of the cruisers without losing too much of our crew that are manning the secondary guns, I think this is going to be pretty easy. And I have to try to keep myself away from those torpedoes. It's going to be pretty easy for me to eat my own words as well. Okay. one battleship against 30 light cruisers. And immediately we'll try to build up speed and get away. So don't just go like a, you know, like a 90-degree turn to the side, but try to be able to build up speed and get away. Okay, what's the closest? Okay, they're traveling away from me. That's pretty good, because that means it's harder for them to turn around and get to me. And I'm already starting to speed up, so we can get to speed 5. And these are actually pretty good conditions. Since I've built my battleship like narrow and, you know, just above the waterline, small, it's probably going to be a pretty bad ship, you know, in rough waves. But I lucked out on that. And you can already see that the 12-incher is just going to eat these light cruisers, I think. I think unless they have like 35 knots or something, which is kind of possible on a light cruiser, I think they're never going to catch up to me, and I can just keep them at like 18 clicks out the entire way. Yeah, this is you know, actually, if you look at that weight, 37 tons. I don't remember off the top of my head what the weight of the real-life Alaska was. But I don't think it's too far off. This actually is not a bad cruiser killer class ship after all. Its seaworthiness is another thing, you know, considering how low in the water it lies. I definitely wouldn't want to actually serve on this ship, but it is doing its job in this game, you know, so far. We don't know what the developers have intend to do about this sort of like min-maxing. But for now we can just enjoy it as it is. Okay, let's see if we have identified any of these yet. No, we're just keeping our distance. I'm not even going to bother giving it orders on what to shoot or not to shoot. But let's see if at least we can figure out what they have. Okay, there's some launchers here. Let's see if we can figure out what kind of gun they have. Okay, they have a 5-incher. That's not going to, you know, do too much against me. So the question is, what is the range of these torpedoes? And what is the range to this? Okay, it's in 15 kilometers. I need to pay attention to that instead of looking at the enemy, because it's quite possible that this guy already has fired his torpedoes. And, you know, like when he's breaking off like that, I kind of have a feeling he already, you know, shot off some torpedoes. So just to be safe, I am going to turn around. And this actually is showing up something I wish the developers would add into the game. Sometimes some battles, they can take forever, even if you know you're always going to win and you're not really in danger at all. So I kind of wish I could just, you know, put this at 10 times speed right now, because if I pay attention, these guys are never ever going to catch up to me. And the range is 13.9, so they probably have fast electrical. Yeah, they're never going to do anything against me. Since the mission creator specifically wanted Japanese light cruisers, it should probably have been a predetermined one, like so. It is pre-built, so the mission edit, those who run the challenge have to create the light cruiser as specified, because this is like seal clubbing. I'm probably going to have to just edit this to like 5 times speed or something like that, because this is it's not really that interesting when it's going this well. They are in range. They can launch pretty soon, but I'm going to start turning slightly offset, and that means they know, the enemy know that they're never going to their torpedoes are never going to intercept me, so he shouldn't fire at me. And this 12-incher is just eating his that's a pretty big hit on the Suzuya, and she's probably going to go down pretty quickly. Floating at 10. And since I'm not giving orders to my light cruiser, it might be possible that she'll float just a while longer. I've probably played this game quite a bit more than I should, but you know, if you're like me and you grew up memorizing the article numbers of your local hardware store's items, you probably find these sort of autistic games interesting, like I do. Oh, she actually launched her torpedoes. I shouldn't, you know, be sprouting up memes in the mic and instead pay attention to the game. Because that's... I can't detect them, especially when they're electric. I can't detect these torpedoes until they hit me. And since I don't have any protection against it, this could have been very embarrassing. But, you know, maybe this is like my third or fourth take, you know. You don't know. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's because I've been firing HE rounds and I put everything on max AP. So it's not that I had a ammo explosion, because that would have been seriously scary. You know, actually, I'm way too close to these enemies, and I have no idea if torpedoes are in the water. See, they can hit me at range 14 kilometers, so if I just stay beyond there, I'm not even taking damage. Like, I've barely lost anybody. It's like 13 people. And yeah, I probably need to get into range of them, because if I'm not inside the range here, you'll see up in the corner that it's a minus 100% accuracy bonus, or bonus, because I'm out of range. But let's see once I get inside there. So what I want you to pay attention to is the let's see if I can do it from their perspective. And slow down. Come on. Target ship size plus 48. Target fast speed minus 87. So I'm actually, they don't get any bonus at all to me for my size. And that's, I mean, if they had longer range on their guns, they might actually try to shoot me. But if they could hit me, if they had like 6 or 7 inches, they could have tried to hit me. But unlike if you have, you know, these super heavy battleships in the 100,000 tons plus category, they won't get any bonus whatsoever to hit me, because I'm negating it through this high speed. And that's why, you know, the smaller ships actually, they're better at this sort of tasks a lot of the times. Of course, in real life, their sea keeping would be significantly worse, this sort of min-maxing doesn't actually work in real life. But this is a it's a video game, and I don't know about you, but I always abuse the AI and pathfinding and these sort of things in video games because I can. Yeah, so even if in the smoke, I'm getting like a 30% hit chance. And let's see, it's calculating with 12 shots, it's a 99.5% chance to hit, right? With the amount of shots going out, this is pretty much, seal clubbing. This one is dead in... Oh yeah, that's the Suzuya that we looked at earlier, actually. Dead in the water. And the main gun side locked on her right now. And I feel like I have to apologize to Stealth 17 if it comes off that I'm, looking down on his builds or anything. I like his content, but I find myself always disagreeing with his design choices. So I hope there's no bad feelings about that. And secondly, I hope it doesn't come off as that I'm pushing, being pushy, getting in on his he and his friends competition. I just want to play out the same scenario because I feel like it's fun. I actually ordered a vacuum pad just after looking at his video and learned myself, basic animation in like a day to get an intro to this. And I haven't put any sound on it, and I have a feeling that I won't be doing that as well before this video is up. I'll probably try to record and do a campaign run as well, but we'll see how that goes because this is still a very this is a beta and the campaign mechanics are still fairly crude, but it'll be fun, if you're like me, as I already said. See, where can I see damage that my power inches have done? Hit 19% times and done, about 10,000 damage. And these guys have done like 145,000 damage. Yeah, you don't really need the secondaries for this, to be honest. Since we have such a small caliber gun, main gun, it's more than enough to take care of these light cruisers, which, to be fair, would kind of negate all my qualms I said earlier while designing the ship about making sure that I don't lose crew to man these secondary guns, since I don't really need them. But it's just the factors you have to take into consideration when you're building a ship. Okay, that was quite a spread, to be honest. 3% hit chance. What is going on? Yeah, that doesn't look right, because I feel like I'm hitting more than 3%. Oh yeah, there we go, 50. Okay, let's just see if there's no enemy torpedoes out there. Yeah, this Italian battleship certainly is doing its job. Okay, I actually want to turn in here and just get rid of this guy before I start going for these guys who are probably running or just staying out there in the what is it called, Preface? The outside? I have no idea. English isn't my primary language, as you probably can guess. Okay, since there's so few boats as well, we can probably, you know, get a bit closer and just finish them off. This is also, you know, whenever I play this game, that's when I do the most, you know, things I regret because I get too much confidence. But yeah, let's see how are their chance of penning. Oh yeah, they have it 5 inches. That's true. They have 0 chance of penning me. Okay, at least we do have a radar, so they can't hide from me. And their speed is 35, so it's possible to catch up to them. But I hope I don't have to run after some stragglers or somebody hiding. Okay, I forgot to check when the battle started, and I don't think the post battle screen tells you how long the match lasted, but we're down to 8.39 at the moment, 8:39, and we'll just see what the time score is. I have a feeling that at least I'll be killing all of these pretty soon. Yeah, so even at a angle of 72, you know, with the armor these guys have, I'm penning pretty easily. Wait, why is the name white? That's weird. Noshiro has surrendered due to high casualties. Okay, they're surrendering. That's I haven't seen. Okay, actually, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. This is what I said about, you know, being overconfident. I didn't pay attention, and if this guy hits me now, I am going to be very sad. Thankfully, it's very rare that the AI designs ships that has multiple launchers in different trajectories, so it can launch, you know, 1 or 2 launchers, and when you start turning, it will continue turning and then launch 1 or 2 more salvos at you. Thankfully, the AI rarely does this. Yeah, the Sunny Seppo is getting work done, and that's it. 8:31. 17 crew lost. That's not too bad. Versus 6, almost 17,000. It's kind of weird here. I would have liked to see tonnage lost, because that's a common metric when it comes to, you know, naval combat. So I would love to see tonnage sunk. And let's see the stats of my ship. 207,000 damage done. Received 93, which is basically nothing. Some fires. And yeah, I think this is a pretty good, you know, way for me to show off how I wanted to design the ship. I was when I saw Stealth 17's video, I was sitting in my couch eating dinner with my dog right next to me, and I was kind of jumping in the couch while I was watching him design his ship. I really wanted to give my input on how I wanted to design my ship. So that's it. hopefully I'll be able to edit this and get this up on YouTube. And maybe I'll make a campaign play. Until then, I guess I'm off. Ha det!